I'm now making a quantum jump from the Vachanakaras of the 12th century and coming down to the modern world. We all talk about the reawakening and the rebirth renaissance of Canada, which began towards the last quarter of the 19th and was there in the first 4 or 5 decades. It continued to be very alive and strong presence in the first 4 decades of the 20th century. Among the greatest of the poets, we have Bendre, whose poetry was born of many threads and strands. What makes him so different is that he's so close to the folk, he's so close to what's known as the rural world, he is so close to the dialects spoken on the streets and in the villages around Harvard and southern Kerry where he lived. But he finds, and then of course he's a tremendous Shastric Sanskrit scholar who even uses the meters of the Vedas and Upanishads for his poetry. He was also so well versed in Western poetry, and he knew not just the Western poetic tradition but other traditions also. Now, Bendre is, I would say, the archetypal bard who begins to sing and the world listens to him. And among the whole ocean of poems that he wrote, I'm reading out only two, just to give you the taste of his poems, which are generally considered to be untranslatable. This is a love poem where the speaker, the lover, remembers how he took a floral gift to his beloved. Now and then and now. That day, to place upon your feet, I brought a fragrant flower, reserved for you. I did not smell. My desire remained in hiding. Desire's worm stuck to the flower. It sucked the fragrance out. No sooner did I place the flower, it wilted in and out. Today too, I brought a flower to place upon your feet. Once again, I felt the need to smell the fragrance sweet. No sooner did I feel this way, I smelt it then and there. Then in joy, I placed the flower whose heady fragrance is now everywhere. I leave it to you to wonder what happened. A floral gift is given, the desire goes into hiding, the flower wilts. You smell it, enjoy the fragrance, gift it to the beloved, and the flower lives. This is the kind of poetry that Bendre was capable of writing. There's one poem which has to do with the many sorrows that Bendre had to suffer in his life. Poverty, humiliation, imprisonment, because he wrote a poem which was considered seditious by the British government, very small jobs, and above all, the death of the 6 of the 9 children that the Bendre couple had. And here is the context of the poem I am reading. He has received the news that the child is dying and he is traveling by train, hoping that he would be able to see the child. Suddenly, to his poet's eye comes the image that probably the child will not survive. And his wife, when he is going to meet her soon, would expect him to be a man and perform a miracle and revive the child. But he says very honestly, uh, it's an agonizing poem also, but a great poem of love too. And he says, don't look at me this way. Because if you look at me this way, in what way do I look back to you? This worldly ocean, samsara, I know is filled with countless obstacles of sorrow. Still, I can say, though I don't know where there is the other side of the shore. So let the sleeping infant lie. What next happens is in God's hands. It is His will. His will I cannot change. So why you look at me again? Those lips of yours that were as red as parrots' beak fruit dipped, where did their color go? By which ill wind were they stripped? Looking at your cheeks, that brow, those eyes in sorrow, it seems as if death's hand itself has stroked your face. A nameless fear enters my breath. My wedding watered hands you took, thinking them cool and tender, and still you clutch at them, though now they glow like an ashen cinder. But if the sky should topple, what fate awaits the ground, they said. Did you believe the sky would never fall? That I myself was a god? Woman, whose eyes once glittered like milk bedewed kavadi fruit? Tell me, are those eyes I see now yours really? For looking on your face, my life itself exclaims in fright. Here comes the full moon's corpse sailing in the morning light. Rain has filled within your eyes. Why then this crazy laughter? As though a gust of wind can stop a rain cloud all set to scatter? So go on, cry, let loose the flood. Don't laugh away such hardship. Cling and let the tears flow. Don't block your sobs with bitten lips. Isn't that a marvelous poem? This is what Kannada poetry is about. Talking intimately, talking about our joys, our sorrows,